Where we at? There we go. All right. Let's see if anybody's actually here. What is going on? Rub a dub dub. All right. Well, there's going to be, for anybody watching the playback, I'm going to be talking in a very future, or very soon in the future, video. Chris James, what's going on, man? Glad to have you here, bro. I'm going to be making a video about what just happened with a dumpster broker. A dumpster broker, I basically cut them off. You guys are going to get the inside scoop of what happened, the long version of it, I guess. But yeah, today had a dumpster broker um, call me, and things did not go well. Things did not go well at all, and very frustrating. Very just um, not good. Not good at all. Let's see here. SJ, what's going on? What's going on? Let's see, how you doing? From Florida. Oh, cool, cool. Gotcha. Jonathan, which one? Is it a new one? I mean, come on, man. So this is a dumpster broker that has used me ever since I got my first 10-yard dumpster. They were my very first customer for my new 10-yard dumpster cans. Um, I believe I mentioned it over at the Meyer. So this broker, oh my word, the amount of times I mean, it's just straight to my face, just kind of been insulted. It is what it is. Um, but this guy, obviously, most of the dumpster business world goes by longer time periods, which I don't. So I don't really fit a dumpster broker's kind of narrative or their business model, I guess. And so for me, my pricing definitely doesn't fit longer periods for slashing my prices in half or worse. It's just not even close. So on this particular dumpster, he called and said, "Oh, hey, there's a 30 that we need a 30-yard dumpster." I chatted with the customer, and the customer says they are willing to go with two 15-yard cans. And I said, "Well, yeah, my 15 cubic yard dump trailer, that'll work. How long do you need it for?" "Well, we need it for about a week, and after a couple days, you'll pick up the first one, go dump it, swap it out, bring it back, and we'll be able to swap it out, and they'll get 30 cubic yards for that from that one dumpster." So okay, that's fine. So the pricing, gave him the initial price, and then the swap out fee. The first one, I'll just give my numbers for you. $300, including 2 tons, which is a joke in my. I make way more than just that um, on regular loads, but $300, 2 tons included. And then the swap out was going to be 175 plus dump fees after that for whatever the total would be. So I ended up um dropping it off on Monday, and then I was supposed to pick it up the next Monday. Here's the other thing. Um, so I ended up waiting for a phone call because every single time I've ever had a broker actually contact me and use me, it's been what, 3 or 4 now at some point. I think close to 4. Um, they all say the same thing: "We're sending over the PO, but don't do anything. Don't pick up. Don't drop off. Don't do anything until we call you to confirm." Okay. Cool. I don't do anything. I don't talk to the customer. I don't do anything unless I need to know where I'm dropping it off, of course, in person or whatever. But I don't do anything until the broker says yes to whatever it is. So I basically never got a phone call. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I was assuming it was supposed to be Wednesday or Thursday, sometime in there in the middle of the week. Never got a phone call. Okay, I'm waiting for a phone call. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I go to pick it up. As I'm leaving the property and driving away with this overloaded 15-yard dump trailer, I get a call. It's the guy. He says, "Oh, hey, you pick up that 15 yards, swap it out, and bring it back?" No, you never called. The protocol is I wait for your phone call. It never happened. And so I didn't come get it till just now. I was assuming he was throwing me under the bus, screwing me over, talking me up as far as the being able to swap it out and make a little bit more money. And, I wasn't going to get a second run out of it. So just one 15-yard for a whole week, $300 for a 15-yard. I can triple, quadruple that, depending. Actually, I did have 2 phone calls of other people who wanted my 15-yard within that time. I could have made a whole lot more money. However, that didn't happen. So he says, yeah, you were supposed to swap it out. Why didn't you do that? I said, again, you told me I don't do anything unless you call me. You never called me. It's not my responsibility to tell you to call me or make sure. Oh, are you sure you want me to pick it up or not? I don't know. You didn't call me. I didn't do anything. Per your rules, how you operate. So, oh, well, the PO is there, but yes, and you never called me. Here we are again. He's like, well, the customer's really upset. Customer's really upset about this. He's cussing me out on the phone. It's not good. What are you going to do about this? This is a problem, and it's your fault for not swapping it out. I'm like, okay, dude. Well, here's what I can do for you. And at this point, like every single time we've done a job together, it has been, I'm constantly being tested. I'm constantly being pressed. He's constantly lowballing me on a price that we already agreed was much higher. He's constantly trying to just do all this stuff. I'm like, I really don't want to work with this guy again. And he just says, well, what's going to happen? So I said, man, I can give you 2 days. It's not going to be today. It'll be a day in between, but I can bring it back for 2 more days. And then I've got it rented out again after that already. So you're just, you can have it for the 2 days. Oh, well, you're not going to give me 3. You can have 2 more days. It's not my responsibility to call me. It's your responsibility. So this is what it is. So he then says, okay, well, the customer's going to be really mad still, but we'll make that work. And I'm like, okay, I don't really care what you do. I'm just about at my end of my rope. And we've done probably 5 or 6 loads together. We've talked on the phone, like in all total, probably like hours. I mean, several hours together, trying to work out a price that works for my model versus his model, and how we can make stuff happen. And the funny thing is, each time he's talked to me from the very beginning, he has said, well, there's another company in town that's much bigger that we've been using. And he name dropped them and was like, yeah, that's who he had been using, but we'd like to work with smaller companies to be able to build a relationship and work together and, help each other out and all that. And that sounds real cute and fluffy and real pretty at the top, top of the list. But it's never that honest, obviously. There's an agenda. There's a reason why he's trying to use smaller people, take advantage of them, make even more profit. Or at the very least, because we probably have more availability than the bigger companies who are probably booked out further. That's why he's caught. He's the one who's vulnerable without the leverage, opposed to everything. So, yeah. So basically, he then. So yeah. So I said, I can give you the 2 days, starting the next day or whatever. So that was today. So I dropped off today, and I called, and I first texted him, but then I called. I was like, hey man, just wanted to confirm. 2 days, dropped off this morning. In 2 mornings, I come back, pick it up. $175 plus dump fees. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. No. No, that's not going to work. You said it was $175, and we agreed upon that. And, they're really upset. And, this is your fault. And da 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 da. I'm like, okay. Clearly, we're going to go nowhere very quickly. We're going to arrive very quickly with that. So I said, no, that's not what we agreed upon. But as soon as I started kind of getting back into it, he then said, oh, I'm getting a phone call. I'll call you back later tonight. And I'm like, okay, so you're going to call me back halfway through this 2-day period in which you, Michael Cruz, what's going on? Finally found your dumpster channel. What's going on, man? Do you know me from RV Transport or my other YouTube channel? Glad to have you here, though. Cool, very cool. But yeah, so he was, I gotta go. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, so he's gonna call me back halfway through a 2-day rental, which I haven't been paid for. And actually there was overages from the first dumpster, and about $30 worth of overages. So it was over 2 tons. And so I tried to charge the card on file, which was declined, which I have one other person who uses me on a regular basis that it declines sometimes. But if I try it again a little later on in the day or different times, whatever, it always goes through. I don't even talk to the customer about that. It's no big deal. I know he's good for it. So, but this dude, I understand he's a broker. I know what he does. If they don't want to pay a certain payment or something, they just have prepaid cards, or they lock out a debit card or whatever it is, and they just only give prepaid debit cards out that they know is able to pay a certain amount, because they don't want to get stuck with the bill if we charge them and keep their card on file and try to keep re-hitting everything. RV Transport, Ozark Tin Shaker. Oh, very cool. Wanting to add dumpsters to my operation. Hey man, there's a lot of other channels on YouTube able to help you out. I'm just a small little guy in a big ocean of YouTubers. There's a lot. It's a much larger community than RV Transport. So just type in dumpster rental business and your head will explode. So I'm late to the game. So lots of info on here. I'm certainly not the most knowledgeable. So lots of other people on here, but yeah. So basically this guy, I knew that's happened one time before when he's used me. Declined, and then we got to give this other card to you because this one will work. Okay, so you're to a certain degree kind of trying to cover your bases, cover your tracks a little bit, but also it could be a little sketch if they just don't want to end up paying you at the end. Like, what happens then? The money's off that prepaid debit card or whatever, and what are you going to do? They throw it in the trash. You're in the trash with them. So I ended up saying, we got to get this figured out. And he said, I got to go. So I texted him a little bit later this morning, and I said, hey man, you need to give me a call by noon. And so it was maybe like 9 or 10 in the morning. And so he called me at noon. My plan was, I didn't tell him this or text him this, but my plan was if he did not contact me and get things paid by noon, I was going to, because as of right now, there is no PO for this time frame. There is no anything. Like I know I'm free and clear of everything. It's not my problem to mess with anything else. And he still hasn't even paid me for the second dumpster to be there. So I can just walk away. There's nothing on paper that I signed or did anything with. I'll take the negative anything he gives me, but I'm done. So he calls me at noon, and I was planning on picking up my dumpster and just being done with this guy, period. If things didn't go okay. So I ended up saying that. He calls me at noon. He then says, the customer's still kind of upset, but, you really shouldn't be doing that. And I said, listen, I understand. We could play the blame game all day long. It's your responsibility, and you're not going to take that. And at this point, it is what it is. But you owe me money for the previous load for the overages. And then we said 175 plus dump fees, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to pay one. You can just pay the 175, including the 2 tons of dump fees, and then we're never going to be working together again. I'm done. And the miscommunications on your end, the lack of accountability, and it's just not going to work out. I'm done. You can go back to that bigger company that you're always talking about, how that's who you usually work with. Good luck with them. And but I'm done. I'll finish this one out. Take care of you. Take care of the customer. The dumpster is there. It's dropped off. We're good to go. But after this, we are done. And so he kind of just he got quiet. He then had to give me the debit card, and we were cordial on the phone. No one was yelling or cussing or flipping out or anything, whatever. But he paid the overages from before. He paid the 175, including 2 tons. And I said, okay, thanks so much. Appreciate you. And we'll get it done. And that was it. And to be honest, as soon as I hung up on the phone, I just felt relief, just instant relief. I never have to deal with this special person again. I'm done. Nobody can force me. Nobody can. If he wants to pay my full prices, knock yourself out. 0 discount. Nothing. Knock yourself out. I'm not angry and bitter. I'm just, my patience has been tested with this dude, and there's a million other things. I have a long fuse. Some people brag about having a short fuse, and man, I just blow up on people. Da, da, da. Okay, good luck, like working with other people in life. So I'm going to refer him to you next time he calls me. So this is my buddy in the comments, giving me some harassment here. This is my buddy who's actually local, who somehow found me on YouTube, and then we connected in person. He's a good buddy. We've helped each other out, giving each other business. I think I've talked about him on here. He's been on the channel, technically, in some of the back B-roll footage or whatever. He helped me move my 10 yards. So anyways, this is my buddy giving me a little harassment. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. On-call dumpsters, hello from California. What is going on? Glad to have you here. Very good. Cool. Chris James is not a fan of brokers. I'm kind of jumping around, but it was, well, let me get back to it. I'm kind of sporadic right now in my mind, but Basically, the moment I got off the phone, I was just like, finally done with this dude. I've had what 300, 400 plus customers at this point. This is there's people who still owe me money. I wrote off on my taxes from last year. There's still people who owe me money. I would be willing to do business with them again. Every single customer that I've had, 300, 400, wherever it is in that general area, I would do business with everybody besides this one person, and it's the broker. Just about everybody else I can work with. I feel like I'm a reasonable person. I try to be. Try to be very patient and understanding and flexible and working with people, because I know sometimes people just don't click, and maybe it's because of me, maybe it's because of them. I don't know. I don't care. I just want to do what I can. And usually that ends up with me bending over backwards and getting destroyed, because people, knowingly or not, take advantage of me and my patience, and they just expect the world of me. There's other things on my end that I have issues with, but many. But like that's what happens on not a regular basis, but often enough. And eventually I see it and I'm like, you know what? I'm finally able to see what's going on. I think I'm good. I'm good. We're done. And so I felt that. Then for a brief second, I thought, oh no, I just turned down business. This is scary. And then immediately I was like, wait a second, Daniel. Wait a second. No. That's stupid. You did not. You just gained your sanity back. Sorry about that. You did not lose business. You probably were losing more business at this point. During this last week, I did have two other people who called who needed a 15, and I couldn't fulfill it because of this person. I would have made so much more money doing that. So anyways, kind of hesitated for a second, but I'm like, dude, you know what? The one person I can't work with was the one who took up the most amount of time per any customer I've ever had. The most demanding. He's like a fish. At this point, maybe that'll be a part of the title when I make the video, and in a more concise way, be able to spit it out. Hopefully, he is literally like a fish. He's so slippery, you can barely like hang on. Like literally, this dude constantly trying to. Oh, you said 125, right? Oh, that was for 4 days, right? No, it was for 3. No, it was for 175. No, it was for 250. Like what? Like just constantly, always trying to pull a fast one on me, and always having to keep my, worse than any homeowner. Like there's some cheap homeowner people that I've come across who are like, hey man, can you give me a discount? No. Like what? Why? And but this dude like just constantly, and so I'm just I'm so grateful. I fired my first customer, and I couldn't be any more happier about it. So yeah, that was my day today. Firing him. I'll be picking it up in 2 mornings from now, and at this point, I don't even care. If they go over the 2-ton weight, I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to deal with him. Like I need to block his number or something. Like I'm so done. He can enjoy the bigger company that is booked out for a month, that probably still has higher prices than I would right now. Well, probably not in most cases, to be honest. But good luck with availability. And my buddy here. He's trying to take us both for a ride, kind of a thing. So anyways, yeah, that was my day today, firing my first broker, and it's been exciting. So I wanted to hop on here and chit chat about it. What are you guys up to? How is your business going? Did anybody actually see my latest video talking about, what was the title of it? I can't remember. Um, if you're starting an upstream rental business, this is what it could look like in year one. I basically, it's going to be full of concrete. How dare you? Oh, bro. Yeah, my buddy here, he knows all about my the shenanigans that I've gotten myself into with brokers and other customers. It's really not good. Concrete is the devil at this point. It's basically where I'm at. But yeah, so this last year, went through all my numbers, gross, all my expenses, the dump fees, cost of goods, and then what my net income was after the fact, which technically I can't, it's not actually the accurate number because I was paying myself back. So I didn't have a good way of tracking it. It is what it is, but I wanted to give as much as I possibly could of information of my first year in business and what that really looked like. So that was kind of my experience for this last video. I will say this. I am going to be making another video. By the way, if you are getting any value or you're liking this at all, hit the like button if you want, or don't, or dislike, or tell me to go shove it, whatever you want to do. It's all good. But basically, I did hit my goal for this year already. I at not maybe halfway through last year, or maybe a little bit before that, a third of the way through 2021, I made a goal for this year, 2022, of what my gross number would be. Of course, anybody with a business, your gross number doesn't mean anything because you could still walk away with nothing if all of your expenses equaled out your gross number. What is the bottom line? What is your net operating income, your net income after all expenses and everything's taken care of? What truly is that number? So for me, this year, this is also kind of a giveaway or whatever you want to, sharing YouTube channel secrets or something beforehand. There's going to be a video that's going to be going out. My goal for the gross number, with a grain of salt, whatever. My goal was 75,000 for the year. For this year, I wanted to hit 75,000. And as of right now, well, let me just look real quick. 1 second. I know I'm past that, but let me just pull it up. As of right now, we are at sales overview by the year. As of right now, we are a hair under $82,000. Let's see. What am I doing? 82,000. That includes a part of that, just sharing with you, a part of that includes a little over $3,000 of extra travel fees on top of what I would normally factor in for fuel. So above and beyond for going further away. $1,000 in total of general discounts to people. And then a little under $300 for a coupon and whatnot. Altogether this year, I've had 253 customers for this year. So just giving a sneak peek of kind of what's happened. I broke my goal for this year. It was 75K. We're at 82. Depending on what happens the rest of November, December, currently we are popping off. We are rolling. For me, I'm rolling. I guess that's relative, but we're making it happen for right now. And oh, hey, Chris, what's going on, bro? Thanks for hopping on here. But yeah, wouldn't it be just insane? Could I hit the 100K in the last couple months here, really grinding it out with these extra 2 10-yard dumpsters? Could we make it? I don't know. Depending on other, repeat business, my roofer, other bigger contracts, maybe things are kind of working out right now. So pretty exciting stuff, encouraging, scary at a certain point, exciting, but yeah, really, really cool with most of the literally, like I said, I just got the truck with the 2 10-yard dumpsters operational in September, I believe. So a month and some change here that it's been operational. So that means most of the year I had my 15-yard dumpster dump trailer, my 17-yard dump trailer, and then my buddies when I would occasionally need another dumpster, and we worked out a deal as far as making profit goes with that. So 2.5 dumpsters, and then just at the real tail end here, the actual 10 yards being put to use and rolling like that. So 2 more months of having 10-yard dumpsters available, which I think 10-yard is significantly maybe a different type of customer than a 15-yard, or of course 17, 20, whatever, a smaller project. And if I can flip them quick enough, and of course cover my costs, my wear and tear going into that, it's going to be profitable. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm not gonna maybe I'll do what my buddy did, make a video about this upcoming year and see if I can hit that goal. So then I can react to myself actually watching that number, that video play, and talk about how I either hit it or didn't, or whatever that may look like. So that would be pretty neat. On-call dumpsters, nice to hit them goals. Great work, man. Hey, appreciate that. Everybody's in a different spot. Everybody has a different size business, different things going on. Dump trailers versus cans, the size of the market, like all that stuff. And I'm so very grateful for, first of all, that my hometown where I live is big enough to have a need for me to be here and to be rolling, even how much I am now, but also for the future. I think there's definitely room to steal some market share and overall provide a better quality service to customers to really take care of them. So that's my heart, my goal. Excuse me. If anybody has any questions or wants to pick apart my business, go for it. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and chit chat about stuff, things that have gone on. It's been a long day. I will just say this, after I cut off that broker today, and I had a little hesitation of like, oh, was that a good idea? Maybe it wasn't. And then I was like, no. Don't be stupid. Let's not do that. As soon as that kind of all faded down, it was as if somebody was watching and could do something about it, we'll say, and decided, what, I'm going to try to give an encouragement to him in some way, or whatever. Shortly after that, I had 3 phone calls from different customers in the next 3 hours who all said, I want to give you my money because I want to rent a dumpster. I didn't have to convince. I didn't have to educate about the dumpsters and the sizes and all that stuff. They were not tire kickers. They were like, here's my money. Let's do this. One of them was a broker, which hilariously, I think it's the first time they've ever used me before. Hilariously, they literally said, what's your price for a 10-yard for 3 days? out in this further out little township area. And I told him the price. I got the GPS, how far it would be, da 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 da. And I told him the price, and he said, "Okay, I'm ready to give you my card number." Wait. A broker is ready to give me their card number right after me telling them my price. Like zero haggling, zero anything. What's your price? Let's do this today, right now. I was like, oh, okay. You sure you heard me with that, right? And yeah, okay. He's like, I'll just send you over my PO. Here's my credit card. You'll have everything. If you have any questions, call me back. Want to get this locked in now. All the instructions of where it's going to go, it's household item, everything worked perfectly. And I'm just like, dude, right after I just said we're done with one broker, another broker doesn't even hesitate, just says, boom, you got it. And then two other homeowners all say that in the same day, right after this dude. I'm just like, man, if I needed any subtle encouragement, this blows that out of the water. I ultimately believe that there's so very little things that I'm in charge that I can control. I don't have authority over everything in my life. There's very few things, and this AC is definitely needed. I'm getting cooked in here a little bit, but I believe that God can provide. He can withhold. He's good either way for it. He doesn't owe me a dime. But to me, the timing of that was just so it was like a Hallmark movie, just vomiting. Of course this kind of thing would happen. But literally right after that, 3 people, boom, good to go. I'm like, what? That doesn't happen ever. So it was just incredible. I'm going to give the Lord the praise. He deserves it all. This is not a Christian dumpster channel. I'm just telling you what I believe, what I think. I believe he provides. And if I needed the encouragement or the reassurance or the whatever, after saying, I'm going to stand up for myself, apparently every once in a while, and this happens to be one of those times, this was just the encouragement. It was like, man, it felt as if someone was saying to me, you keep doing what you need to do the right thing. Everything's going to be okay. And it was so very encouraging to me. So anyway, so there's that. We do have some comments here. Wilson's Journey, what's going on, man? How do you categorize your ads on Facebook? So my Facebook ads, how I've been doing them, which I am not a guru, Facebook ads. Do not ask me deep questions on Facebook ads. I can tell you surface level stuff with what I've done, with what seemingly has worked. I don't even know for sure. But I continue to have people clicking on my ads and going to my website. I see the traffic. I see what happens. I see what costs more in certain ads. I see what ads are costing more. Less people are clicking on them on average. So I could briefly talk through that. But take it with a grain of salt, whatever. So far on Facebook, I have boosted some ads or some posts before. I've gotten engagement from those things. That was much more earlier on. And I think that's productive. That's profitable. You can, if they're sharing, if they're commenting, if they're liking all that stuff, I do think that has been helpful. But it's very challenging to see how that really plays out. It's very hard to track that. You could get a whole bunch of engagement and people are like, yeah, this is really cool, and never use you. So I've done those things. I don't currently do those now, boosted ads or boosted posts right now. What I currently do, what I have done, the majority of the time is a single image or a carousel of different images. So I'll say, and maybe this is a help to some people, But I'll say on the carousel on the Facebook ads, I'll have the first image with, number one. It'll say, hey, what's the process? Or I'll say something like, the process of a dumpster rental. Here, let's find out together or whatever. And so the first one will be, hey, what was the first one? We drop off. It would be we drop off where you want it. The number two image is of a load that's partially loaded up of my dumpster, and it would say, you load it. And then I'm summarizing a lot of this, but you load it. And then the third one of the three in the carousel of the different pictures, the third one would be me with the tarp all the way across, and I'm pulling out, or it's a picture of me about to leave the property, and it's full. And then it would be like, we haul away. And so to get the picture of, because most people, I think, in this business, you really do need to educate them, because they don't know, what is this process? Do I have to, especially with me having dump trailers, do I need to have a truck to pull this dump trailer? No. The number of times I've been asked that, surprisingly high. No. You don't have to do anything. I will drop it off exactly where you want it on your property. All you have to do is just load it up. When you're done, I will come grab it. I'll haul it away for you. You don't have to worry about a thing after that. It's all good. I've done those carousel ads before. I think they've performed pretty well. And each little carousel image would then have a book now or learn more, directing them to my website. So I'm sending people over to my website. They've seen the process of what that carousel looks like for the ad, and then they get directed over to the actual website. So I've done those. I've done single images. What I have seen be very productive, and to the degree I can track it, because I've had issues with the Facebook Pixel before. But an image, well, first of all, so on any type of platform. So I've done YouTube for several years now. I've got my other channels that I have on here for other topics on YouTube. What YouTube likes, and ultimately what you and I like, is the visual stuff. So if you see a person, if you see a body, a human figure, we're more drawn to that than just a pile of trash. So for us to have an image, what I have done, for me to put an image of myself with my dumpster in the background or something like that, and I'm smiling, for me, it's the same thing on YouTube. The thumbnails, the pictures of the videos, that before you click, if there's a image, it catches your eye more. So if you have a image that you've got an ad running, and you are running that ad with some info, but you've got a still picture, it's going to help if you are in the picture. It makes you seem more genuine, I'm not trying to lie to people, but it's a real thing. It's not some distant company far out. Like, you're willing to put your face in front of the people. And so that's what I've done as well for that. And then I've wrote some heartfelt posts before in the ads, said, hey man, I'm homegrown from Lafayette, Indiana. This is where I live. I went here to school here, did all the stuff. I'm so proud to be able to serve my community. I'm able to provide a service. It's my passion to help people, to serve people. That's the name of the business. I'm literally here to do what I can to serve you. It's not about me. It's about you and how I can provide value to you. And the money is just a byproduct of that, of the exchanging of the service. And so having that kind of mindset and putting those kind of pictures into place, running those kind of ads, I've seen pretty productive feedback from that, lots of clicks from that. More recently, which I'm still a little uncertain about, and there's a lot of reasons why I haven't shared all of my marketing stuff. It's not because I've unlocked the hidden key. I certainly have not, as far as advertising and all that. But I recently started up with these videos, and I think, I'll just say this. different videos that I've had. One was about football. It was an animation video, about 20, 30, 40 seconds. I bought multiple videos specifically tailored to my business. So it had my logo, my colors, all my info, and it's in the same kind of format as DRS. If you know Josh Roman from American AF Dumpsters, he talked about it in one of the dumpster groups and referred everybody to this guy who does this. And basically he'll take your logo, your colors, customize stuff to fit your business, all this stuff. And it makes it just so streamlined. It makes you look like $1 million. I'm not $1 million. And it's a silly little animation, different videos, but I think very productive in what they're trying to accomplish. To stop people, to get them to think, oh, that's cool, that's nice. Oh, they see my logo. It's not just marketing, but actually kind of walking them through. So this guy has multiple videos. So I bought 4 of them, or I bought 3, and I think he gave me a 4th one for free. And so I basically have been running video. All that to say, I've been running video Facebook ads for some time. I have a buddy who knows a lot more about Facebook ads in a kind of a different sector in business. And he kind of walked me through how to really create an audience and then a lookalike audience. And then basically took all the info from my current customers from my website, basically the Excel sheet worth of all this data, and then fed it into Facebook for it to analyze everything, to find the type of customer that they are, and then to be able to create a lookalike audience to see what larger group of customers are just like these people who have already bought from him. And so SJ Facebook group, if you go to, I think it's called like Dumpster Business 101 or something like that, on the Facebook groups. There's many dumpster Facebook groups on there, but specifically it's American AF's dumpster group that he put this info in as far as finding that guy who makes these customized animation videos. I might be able to play one of them for you here. I think I've got them on my phone. If you just bear with me for a second, maybe, maybe not. Let's see. I'm scrolling. Oh, here we go. Hold on. All right. So here is, let's print sideways. Sorry. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to take my phone off the phone charger. So this has my logo, my name, the whole thing. And this is just one of the 4. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. Anybody could have this with your logo, with your colors, any type of different background stuff, whatever. But this is essentially what my ad, I guess you can hear it and see it maybe at the same time. I'll go ahead and play this. Oh, hold on. It's connected to my Bluetooth, which is... Okay, hold on. All right. Sorry. Little monster guy, monster trash. Book a dumpster with us. That's literally my dumpster. That's not my truck. But that's my logo and everything. Frighteningly easy to book online. That's the business phone number, the whole little thing. There's that. There is, I do like this one. A football one. This is a non-copyrighted audio version of that football song. So it's not illegal to run that for a Facebook ad. It's a different version of this overall song. So that's a couple little pictures. And I'm not showing you anything that I can't show you. You can go to that guy when you go to that group. I don't have his info on here. But basically, he basically has every single video that he could customize exactly to you. He had like a triaxle roll off truck in the background for one of them, and I said, hey, can you not have that there? Because I don't want people to think that I've got 30s and 40s, because I don't, and I don't plan on it. I don't plan to be honest, going into CDL bigger stuff. So could you make it a smaller truck with a smaller can? Because I don't want to mislead people. Oh, this company's got everything, the small ones and the big ones, and dump trailers and da 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 da. I just didn't want to do that. So, anyways, pretty handy stuff. But so yeah, on Facebook, that's largely what I've done. The carousel, the still image, really thought provoking. Vulnerable posts. The more real you can be to customers, I think the better. Obviously, don't tell them what you had for lunch or something. But talking about what it means to you, what it's been like in the first year of business, and how thankful you are, and hopefully you actually are thankful. But like literally, the more authentic you can be, the better. And so, these little videos have been a more recent thing. I've gotten lots of clicks from them. However, I'm now wanting to go from clicks and people who are interested in me. I want to then transition to retargeting them for actually purchasing and being able to track that on Facebook, on the Facebook, from the Facebook ads. So seeing actual purchases come from that. So I know I'm actually doing something, not just getting clicks. So I have had some issues with the Google, Facebook Pixel, or Facebook Pixel. But I'm trying to get that kind of worked out as far as the different trackable conversions on there, adding to cart and actually checking out and whatnot. So getting that figured out with DRS and being able to track that kind of real time. That's just kind of my own advertising, but the more serious direction I'm wanting to go, that I'm going to be putting more money into, a lot more money into, is the actual Google ads. So I'm going to be going with DRS. I've already talked with them. I'm actually waiting to hear back from them. I don't know what's the holdup exactly. They said 5 to 7 business days for them to complete getting the Google ads set up. And I think it's been more than a week, maybe closer to 2 weeks. So waiting to hear back from them on that. But that's kind of been the next bigger piece of the puzzle coming together. We'll see. So we got 9 people here. Hey, I really appreciate you joining me. Just kind of chit-chatting. Yeah, very cool. If anybody has any questions, I'm an open book. Good, bad, ugly, whatever. We'll chat about it. But I think I've run out of temporarily things to chat about. So let me know. See, did I miss anybody? No. 8-ton Hall, and what's going on? I don't think I mentioned you earlier. Glad to have you here, man. The Cookie, what's going on, man? Very cool, very cool. Coming in clutch here. The Cookie, I know. I don't know who actually it is, but the Cookie comes from my other channel in RV Transport, and I always appreciate having the. I mean, how could you not want the Cookie to be with you in a Facebook or a YouTube live video? Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh man! If anybody wants to share about stuff and kind of walk through some stuff, where are you at in your business? How many dumpsters do you have? How close are you? To maybe getting started. Are you going to start like I did, like in the winter time? Over 2 years ago now. Technically, when I started, I bought my dump trailer like in October or whatever it was in 2020, I think. And I made a video about it. I said, I'm thankful I started in the wintertime because it kind of gives me a little time to prepare to really kind of level up and learn and ask questions. At the time, I was working on my website, which was super sketchy. Unless you really know what you're doing or know somebody who does, if you're going to create your own website, God be with you. Good luck, because it can be even, stupid proof. Wix, Wix is who I started out with my own website, and I had the worst time. I mean, it's supposed to be so user friendly, and I'm sure it probably is. I'm just not the right user. I don't know. It was pretty rough, folks. My website legit. I wonder if I can still pull it up, even though I'm not paying for it now. My website legitimately looked like a scam. Like, this is where you lose your identity. This is where you lose your debit card, and see some, like, I don't know, some charge in India or something. Just craziness. So mercifully, people actually did call and go to the website somehow. But very grateful that I'm no longer in that position. But yeah, maybe people are starting now or about to, or whatever that may look like. To me, it's almost it's a mental game to me. It's preseason, whatever you want to say. The winter time, and I'll probably make another video about this. I think I talked about it in a different video. I would consider going through wintertime as like a preseason game, about to go into the regular season. You probably, depending on where you live, you probably have less dumpsters rolling overall, at least with the holidays. And with that, there's going to be more downtime, inevitably, to a certain degree. Whether you're wanting to expand into junk removal stuff, which I am wanting to do that, but just very, very slow as I slowly learn the ropes of what that may look like. But overall, I think it's a time to level up, to learn, ask questions, to do the simple, to do the small things right, so that when the regular season does come and it's time to just blast off, literally springtime, all the garage clean outs, all the spring cleaning, all that stuff happens. People are itching to get out and to do yard work and landscape and get stuff ready and blah, blah, blah. You've got all of your ducks in a row, quackity quack. We got, what is it? The StreamYard right here. We got the duck up here because I haven't paid for the full version. If you want to donate, you can, be my guest, knock yourself out with that. If you want to donate to help pay for a better quality, whatever here, go for it. But basically, you're really preparing for the future of what your business could be this next upcoming season. And if you're ready to roll, if you've got all your maintenance done on your truck, your trailers, whatever it is, if you've cleaned up things that took a very long time to figure out, and now you've cut that process in half, saving yourself labor for other people to do it or yourself to do it, you can accomplish more. The efficiency just goes up, which ultimately means you're going to be at least capable of making even more money, in theory. So that's what I plan on doing for wintertime. Possibly kind of testing the waters more and more with junk removal, but also I have a list of things I want to accomplish going into this winter season, so that when next year comes around, I want all of my dumpsters rolling, just hardcore, and really keeping things just highly efficient with that. So that's my plan. That's my hope. And I want to be ready to roll before the season comes upon me and just, gets going. So I don't want to be caught off guard. when people start calling and things happening. So that's kind of where I'm at. Again, if anybody wants to comment at all, did I put everyone to sleep? I don't even know. I hope I'm providing value. I have no idea. Uh, I'm rambling. Um, yeah. Um, yeah. Just I've got lots and lots of videos kind of planned going forward. I will say this: at some point, I am going to make another video about my full time job has been RV transport, hauling campers, brand new campers from the dealership. Or I'm sorry, from the manufacturer up in northern Indiana to dealerships all over the country. I've done that for 6 years plus now. More recently, it's been more localized or regionally in the Midwest kind of area to be accommodating to this business. However, I haven't taken a load in 6-7 weeks. I'll have to look it up. It's been almost 2 full months, whatever it is. 2 full months of not taking loads, which basically means like I'm surviving. Of course, my wife, she's working some overtime, trying to help out as well. She's got a side hustle business as well. But like we've cut our expenses. We're doing what we can. I'm taking a percentage from this business, and then YouTube money, however much that is. It's not incredible. Definitely does not pay all of our bills. But I only if I'm not doing dumpsters, then I'm doing like Grubhub or DoorDash. My other vehicle, the brake system basically stopped work. Well, the ABS control module, $1,500. They barely still make them anymore, apparently, for my Ford Escape. So I'm like, I have my grandma's old car that's the transmission's about to go out. So like, as far as making other money, I'm kind of limited. I might be able to make some money delivering food, delivering other stuff, whatever, people. But all this to say, I kind of got thrust into this business, literally picking up the pieces from no loads. Technically, there are some loads, but they're to places I can't make it back in time for this business to still work. And because this business is the future, it's going to happen. I can't afford to just let the ball drop and just let customers down. Like I can't have that reputation. This has to happen. I don't have a full-time employee. It's literally just me. So I have to be available to do this business. I have to. That forces me into a position where I can't go these further distances away from Indiana for these other campers, my other business, the other transporting business that I have. And so I'm put in a really tough position. And a lot of people probably would say, oh, well, I guess I'll just have to go further away and basically throw the dumpsters to the wolves and just say, well, I've got to make money for me. And that's not what I've chosen to do. My wife and I are on the same page. We're doing everything we possibly can. We understand we're shooting for the long term. We're not trying to get immediate gratification, but we still have to keep the lights on. We still have to have heat and AC. Like we're doing everything we can, and it's tough. I'm not trying to suck the life out of this dumpster business to be able to, for us to live well, but this business go nowhere. So we have sacrificed. We are building for the future, doing what we can, and so that's a part of it. That's the stuff that it's not exactly flashy to talk about on a dumpster rental business YouTube channel. Like that's not exciting. Nobody wants to really hear that. I don't really want to hear it, but it is what it is, and I'm going to do what I have to do. So that's kind of where we're at. We're taking it day by day, which means it means all the more seriously when I tell a broker to say, we're out. We're out, bro. I'm good. I don't need you in my life. We're breaking up. This is my breakup notice. This is my sticky note. We're done. Deal. And then 3 people book a dumpster with me in the next 3 hours, which doesn't happen. Like it's those moments where I'm just like, here we go. Here we go. Let's roll. Let's go. So yeah. Nobody has said a word in like 20 minutes. I'm assuming everyone is literally asleep. Hello out there. Unfriended him. Oh man. Yeah, basically. Yeah. Oh, well, I actually had somebody, and this is, I've made a video about this in the past, but I actually had we'll say an acquaintance that I really wanted to have as a friend, but it didn't really work out. Basically, with my schedule, how it is with dumpsters, and especially further back when I actually had other camper loads, I had an acquaintance that basically wanted me, if I didn't talk to him, if I didn't call him, if I didn't, it was a little weird. If I didn't talk to him enough or give him enough attention or talk with him every day or whatever that may be, that it would be each time we would see each other again, he would be like, so am I just nothing to you? Are we no longer friends? Whatever. And I'm like, we're still friends. Nothing's changed. Like, I just got busy. I had stuff I had to do. I'm running a business, not trying to be a jerk. I'm doing what I can. If I can fit anybody who I care about into my life and make it work, I want to do that. I'll sacrifice what I need to do to be able to make the friendship work and invest in it, and do what I can when I can. And I do think there's a difference, a pretty big difference between people who own a business and people who have a 9-to-5. There's an absolute critical need for both people in different situations. People have different strengths in different areas, and there's an absolute critical need for both. One person is not better than the other person. There's 9-to-5 jobs that can make crazy money, like sales jobs and stuff. They don't own the business. They're just rolling. So I think there's a different mindset overall between the two, business owners and employees, or 9-to-5, whatever kind of folks. And so there was a pretty big difference between the two of us. And I would try to explain it. Hey, man, like, I'm running a business. If I'm not literally picking up or dropping off dumpsters or doing maintenance or talking to customers, like, I'm listening to YouTube videos, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm researching stuff on the web, I'm asking questions in groups, I'm searching the search tab, which you should be doing if you are in any Facebook dumpster groups or anything. Before you ask any stupid questions, ask or type in the question to the search bar before you ask the same question for the 14th, 100th time. So I try to do that as well. But like, there's so much to do. I need to level up faster than my business does. I need to stay ahead of it so that I can guide and direct the business as we go. I need to, myself, and I need to be growing just like the business is, essentially, just putting it simple. And so, yeah, we had the conversation many times, and it's like I was like breaking up with him each time. He thought, was like, man, I just don't understand. And Like, well, dude, I have very few people in my life that get my time and my attention. If you are in my life and I'm sharing anything with you, understand that is insanely, incredibly important to me. I don't spend my time with everybody and anybody. And I'm not trying to be a jerk. I care about everybody. If I didn't have to worry about money, I would be doing this for free. I'd be having a great old time serving people, helping people, spend my time with anybody and everybody. Let's all hang out, chill out, have a great time. That's currently not the case. I can't do that. So if I spend time with you, it's intentional. That means I highly value you and your time and my time. So I literally, I can't give you everything, but the time I can give, it's coming from a warm place in my heart as a business owner that is trying to balance a lot of different things. I'm married. I have a lot of other things that are not even related to YouTube and stuff going on in my life that I don't talk about. But all that's to say, if I give you my time and my attention, it's on purpose, and it's to the best degree I can. And I just got questioned over and over again on that, and ultimately, it was not enough for this person. My time frames, as a business owner, you probably don't have a schedule that says at 2:45 I have free time for 33 minutes before my next thing starts. Maybe at a much bigger company might have that kind of a setup. I currently don't. I'm a one-man show, like probably most people. And so that means I put out as many fires in a day as possible. I do what I have to do. I do what I need to do. And then I do what I want to do. And I kind of go in that order and doing everything I possibly can. And usually what I want to do comes last. What I want to do is hang out and do anything I want with whoever I want. And so it's just very, very challenging to walk through that. And it didn't make sense. And we ultimately we had a major miscommunication. And I said, man, I don't understand how sometimes you communicate. Could we talk through this and figure out like what happened? And the person never responded to me in the text message. And that was about 2 months ago, I think. And I don't have hate to the person. I only got love. If he texts me tomorrow, we probably need to have a conversation about what happened. But it just didn't work out. And that's a problem that we have to navigate through as business owners, with ourselves, working that out, balancing that juggling act, and then helping our spouse understand, helping our friends understand, talking through those kind of things. It's a bigger piece of the pie than you might want to admit. And you do have to juggle a lot of things. You're running around putting out fires, calling people, dealing with stuff. Something went wrong. The tire's flat at this place and over here, but you already had a flat tire from the other day, and those kind of things happen. Anyways, it's just been interesting. Challenging stuff. Let's see here. Good stories. Just listening. Hey, thanks, SJ. Appreciate you, man. 8-ton hauling. Hear that? Have to stick the rates you need because it requires a lot of capital to start, operate, and keep rolling. Man, I've been told my prices were too high. Literally, somebody said your prices are too high. Maybe half a dozen times in the last 2 years. I've been told a good portion of the time I've got fair prices. And then I've been told probably fewer times than I've been told I have way too high prices. I've been told that my prices were too low. They just came out and said, man, you're the best price in town. I'm like, ooh, that's not good. Now, maybe that's because I have a shorter time frame. So with me being able to flip them quicker, I am making more money overall. I'm making more money, maybe less money per dumpster, but it's for a shorter window than everybody else with a longer time period because I have lower inventory. So the leverage kind of tips in that direction when you do have the lower inventory. Because as you're saying, it requires a lot more capital to start, to operate, and to keep rolling. I don't have 20 cans where I can afford to just let something sit there for 3 weeks, just rusting away in your driveway because you want to, do whatever, this or that. My insurance is what it is. My bills are what they are. Like, you get what you get. Like, I have to be profitable. This is not a charity. Like I said before, if it could be a charity and I could just serve people who are in need, I would. I absolutely would. But that I'm not to there yet. So if I have money to blow and dumpsters to freely give, I would do that. I have done that a couple times, but actually, that makes me think about I watched a junk removal company. I can't remember his name. I think it's Lugaway Junk Removal or something, whatever. Much bigger channel here on YouTube talking about junk removal. And I'm just starting to watch more and more junk removal videos on here. And because I just haven't. I've only watched dumpsters because that's all I've done so far up till more recently. And so he was talking about how, in Christmas season, being able to give away a free, a free dumpster worth of a junk removal job as a way to serve people, do what you can. I think I've done it once, maybe twice now, where I just gave a free dumpster away. Including 2 tons, literally completely 100% free. I feel like if you, you get this dumpster for free, but if you go over 2 tons, you're going to pay the overage. Like, okay, like either it's for free or it's not, bro. Like, be a blessing to somebody or don't. You're going to take on the liability of whatever that might look like. Obviously, you don't want wet paint and all that. And other hazardous materials, but I'll probably end up doing that again. When I gave it away last time, I did do it. I did talk about it on my Facebook group. I'm sorry, my Facebook page last year in the wintertime. And I said, hey, message me if you are in need or somebody in need. And, let me know the situation. And by this certain date, I'll just decide who I'm going to be able to serve, be able to help. I didn't require any verification of, they've been living in a shoebox this whole time and they have no heat or AC and, they eat dirt. I literally just said, please be honest. If you legitimately need a dumpster, you're about to be kicked out of your place, or something's going on that's really not good and you just need a dumpster, please contact me. Please be truthful. I really want to help the right person. And so I did that last year, at least once, I believe. I remember the guy who I gave it to. I had 3 or 4 people, like, because I was so small, like I could barely give away a dumpster. Like, that's hilarious, but I can't even give away my service for free, let alone get somebody to pay me for it. When I was first starting out, that's just tragically pathetic, but I think I'll have a much larger response this time around. But basically, this guy, he told me the situation, and so I showed up. I think it was my 15-yard dump trailer. Did a live video to like prove like, hey, I really did show up. And I asked him, got his permission. Would you be okay with being here on camera? Like, whatever. This is not trying to make me look like a Mr. Whatever. Like, everybody worship me because I did something nice for somebody. But my thinking was, I want to make sure people actually know I did it. Like I didn't just talk about all this stuff to get a whole bunch of people stirred up and then just not execute and follow through and lie to them that way. So I did do that, and it seemed to help. There might have been somebody else more in need, but I just didn't get a whole lot of feedback overall. So I'm hoping to do kind of the same thing next year, or this upcoming winter season, as a giveaway time, especially if things are a little on the slower side. So if I can do that while I'm taking care of other stuff and making things happen, I'd love to do that. So anyways, an idea for you. You're only going to be paying, dump fees, fuel. Of course, it's going to be more expensive this time around, but I think it's a great thing to do. Of course, you can use it as a tool, but ultimately, you really could help somebody out who's seriously in need. That's awesome. So, if anybody wants to throw out some topics, I'll catch on those if you want. I can't think of anything else. If you get me going, I can blab for however long, but eventually I run out. Again, if anybody's still awake, SJ, I'm assuming is still listening or asleep. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on here and chit chat about stuff. Several videos in the near future. I will say, well, I guess I've found my next topic, I guess. I don't know. When I first started this channel, I started off with every single step that I took to get it legal, legit, rolling, everything. Buying the first dump trailer, like it's all documented. And so my whole journey. And for me to, excuse me, where was I going with that? Oh dear. 8-ton hauling. Have you had any new junk removal jobs since the cinder blocks? No, I have not. I asked 2 people I knew for sure they did not want. They had their own crew to do the work that I've talked to, but the other person that I chatted on the phone with that was not an online booking, I did ask and they were like, no, we're good. We're just going to do it ourselves. So, okay. Alrighty. So yeah, no new junk removal jobs yet. I'm really wanting to get my website positioned in a much better place. Right now I have junk removal underneath a drop-down tab underneath dumpster rental. That's not, I want it to be its own tab. I try to figure it out. I don't know what I'm doing. I need business hour time on the phone with DRS to walk through how to create a whole different tab page, how I can set it up, what I want it to look like, and what I'm going to put on there ultimately for SEO, for describing and making it not seem, again, kind of like a scam as far as, what's this about? I don't know. And being able to have people like request a quote kind of in person and that kind of stuff. So I have not, but the plan is for it to happen. It's just going to take me a little bit to get things up to speed. But I have been asking people. It doesn't look like I am doing it at all still probably to people, but I am going to be doing that. Let's see, SJ, pull behind versus gooseneck dump trailer. I know a buddy who, he was in here at least earlier. He's got a gooseneck roll-off trailer. So he's got bins with that gooseneck roll-off setup. My pull behind dump trailers, I I don't know. Obviously, with the gooseneck, you've got more maneuverability with that, but I don't know. I'm very good. I'm a good backer upper with a bumper pull. So um, as far as overall capability, I think the gooseneck, I believe, can be at a higher weight rating for different things. Um, the duals, the just everything in general. It's more scalable, I guess. Having getting a gooseneck, you can get larger sizes, larger weight, all that stuff, compared to a pull behind, a bumper pull. So there's that. SJ has a F350 dually long bed. Yeah. So that's probably close to the same length as my Ram dually long bed. So about 22 feet, maybe a hair more than 22 feet in length. So if you're hooked up to a bumper pull, in my opinion, I can get backed into just about anywhere. Very few places I would say that I couldn't get into. But I do think the gooseneck gives you more options overall. But as far as price, if you have to go the dump trailer route, not the roll off trailer route, I would personally just go with the bumper pull. But if you're going for if you're going for a roll off trailer, then I would go gooseneck. For whatever that's worth to you, that's kind of my thought process. If you're going to be constantly using it and it's going to be with a roll off trailer, I think probably the gooseneck is better. But if it's just a regular dump trailer, I would go bumper pull. Yeah. What was I saying before? Something about the beginning of the channel. Any other ideas? Throw them out here, guys. I can hop off if we're done, or I can keep going. Whatever works. I'm enjoying this, but and what was I saying before about starting the channel? Documenting. Man, I can't remember where I was going with that. Definitely have the old ADHD, whatever nonsense. Shifting to the most flashy thing in my mind of what to talk about, but yeah. I really did run out of things, so if anybody wants to spark me off, I'll keep going. Answer my question. Okay, cool. Gotcha. SJ. Very good. Very good. J&J Removal Services. What is going on? Glad to have you here. An Aton hauling. Do you have any more roll-off dumpsters on the way? Man, Aton. I'm so glad I didn't now. With the junk removal job and some recent annual big bills that came out recently, I really just kind of went dry for cash more recently. My wife's giving me the look, so I don't know. I may have to skedaddle here, but I to be honest, I almost pulled the trigger on a couple that were, unless it was way too good to be true, some pretty decent dumpsters, definitely not brand new, but they were 15 yarders. And so I almost did that, but I'm so glad I didn't, because I've had an incredible unforeseen and somewhat seen bills come up that just kind of, I'm telling you, like a little too close to zero than you would really care to be. October was my best month. I'll go ahead and share my October numbers I'm probably not going to. J&J Removal Services, that I missed how the concrete block job went. Cost, profit, expenses. Well, I can tell you this. I didn't go through all the info yet, and I guess I still will. But that video was so long, 34 minutes or something stupid. I felt bad. There's nobody in the world who's going to watch that whole thing. Me rambling on about this stupid job. Oh, my word. Basically, the job I gave from the pictures, which I can hear it, in the comments, you shouldn't have gone off the pictures. Well, oh my. I gave a range to the customer of $500 to $700 because the load down there at the bottom of the whole mountain looked to be a lot smaller, and I thought the dumpster was going to be 5 feet away from the 6 or 7 pallets worth of concrete block. So in those regards, I thought I'm literally just tossing bricks back and, right up, streamlined assembly line, no big deal. We're going to launch this puppy and be done with it in a matter of a couple hours. And then when I showed up on site, I already gave the range. So I said, well, it's going to be $700. The most I could possibly charge you, because, oh my word, this is not going to take just a couple hours for 2 dudes. This is going to take several people several hours. I then charged $30 a ton for all of the weight. There's a place nearby that charges $30 a ton. Sometimes they charge the 30, sometimes they don't. I literally don't have any way of knowing. It depends on what day it is. Like, it's kind of weird, but that's what I did. So it ended up being, what was it? 700 plus 165, I believe, altogether. And technically, there was another part of that, the 10 cubic yard that had the extra overflow. I was able to dump that off somewhere else entirely for free, kind of at a last minute thing I didn't even know about for sure, to be able to dump it and then run it right over to an entirely different customer. So that was last minute thing. So I didn't include the weight on that because I didn't know it. Charging for that weight, it definitely was on the heavier side. But altogether, it was just over 5 tons for the one other dumpster there. So, what, 800 and some change. The wheel hub assembly for the trailer that exploded, which there was already damage from before. This load did not unfortunately, I've had other loads that were worse. We'll just say that. Where I got overloaded. And this one, I know for sure didn't cause the problem, but I'm sure it didn't help. To replace the wheel hub assembly, the drum brakes, the whole thing, the rim, a brand new rim, because literally the rim shot off into the field. Literally. The tire passed me, going past me on the road into a field. So that's a thing. And so that alone, the service to get the work done, to repair it, not even to replace the tire, was $795. So from the beginning, we're basically at a loss. We're at a loss. The tire with the new rim, brand new tire, brand new rim, came whatever. That was $300, plus the $800, plus the fuel, which was 2 different days of driving, and then on the second day it was 2 trucks. So we're talking altogether maybe $250, maybe 200 at least, I would assume, between everything. Further away from town, just eating it, just punched me in the face, just finished me off. Just an absolute, I was mugged in a dark alley. I mean, that's essentially what happened. And then I paid my two buddies who helped. I paid them combined a little under $300. So I'm currently not exactly thrilled to start up again for junk removal because I'm trying to resuscitate my heart back to life after it fell through my chest and fell into a pile of concrete bricks. So there's that. Yeah. I learned many lessons, as I said in the video, several different things. Oh, hey Bella. Hey Bella. You guys want to see the dog here? Hey, come here, come here. Hey, this is Bella. Aww. Yep, this is Bella. She's a little, I call her a squirrel pony. She's squirrely and she trots like a pony, so I don't know. Honey. Yes, I love you too. I love you. Okay. She's getting a little wild here. So yeah. Man, so many lessons. So many things. If I do it again, I deserve it. I mean, if I allow these things to happen, it's 100% my fault. So I will keep going. JJ, hey, don't give up on it. You learned a valuable experience, and to also never trust junk pictures. Dude, if somebody says I'll send you pictures, I'm gonna say I'm blocking you or something. Like, give me your address, bro. Like, I just need to be there with you. I can't. I need to know I'm not gonna be walking up a mountain to get rid of the stupid whatever it is, dude. Like, oh my word. Red flag. Good Lord, boss man. Yeah. Progressive Construction, what is going on, man? Glad to have you here. You got lucky on that tire, man. Dude, oh my word. My buddy literally came over to me when I was talking to the homeowner who was right there, and he was like, bro, your tree. He was like, bro, your tire's in the tree. I'm like, it's in the tree? Is it up there? Where is it at? What is going on? What are you talking about? I don't have that picture with me. He took the picture on his phone. I'm gonna get that picture and I'll share it with you guys at some point. But oh my word, just super sketch, incredibly upside down on the whole thing. Lost all that money, but in theory, I gained a ton of valuable lessons, as you said. So if you can survive that and weather the storm, which is what I'm going to do, we're going to make it happen. So J&J Removal Services, pictures give an idea, but never the whole truth. I'm telling you. And they were incredibly kind and generous and all that stuff. But when I got there and I saw, like, I'm looking like down, that's where the pile is, down by the literal lake. And we are very high up. I was just like, dude, you conveniently didn't say how high it is from the top to the bottom. And oh my word. It is what it is. Progressive Construction, well, you got a great Google review out of it. They have not given me a review yet. I don't think so. I could screenshot the text messages and obviously blur out their number and all that, but I might do that on my Facebook page and just be like, hey guys, I did my first job. Oh dear. Maybe I'll do that, but craziness. Yeah, I feel like after my first dumpster rental and I got cheated what, $50 or whatever it was. Like, how could I not have the same type of start to the business in junk removal? How fitting is it that I absolutely, I wasn't charging what I should have charged on my very first dumpster rental. I wasn't charging what I should have charged on my first dumpster rental, and then the junk removal now. And wow, I almost want to like frame the moment or frame a picture of that. Those two instances, like it's the first, which is the worst, and then it'll get better from here. We'll just keep going. Craziness. Dog is eating your bone, and it's fairly loud, so it's a thing. Yeah. Anybody else want to say something or chit chat? Actually, I'm using StreamYard, which I don't normally do. But this software that connects with YouTube, I can actually invite one of you on here, and we can see your video and your audio as well. If anybody would like to come on and go live with me, literally I'll be over here, and then you'll be over here if you'd like. And I can literally, right in here, I can post the link in the comments. And if you would like to come on live with me, you're more than welcome. Yeah. If anybody would like to say something in the comments, we can chit chat. If you have more experience, or JJ, Progressive Construction, if anybody still in here wanting to chat, 8-ton hauling, SJ, if anybody wants to, you're more than welcome. If we want to chat through stuff and talk, just let me know in the comments. I'll post the link. Maybe if I can. Yeah. So I can post the link here. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, if you would like to join, there's the link. Copy paste that, and you'll be able to join me. It's free, I guess, whatever. But anybody who wants to talk with me here, or whatever. So. Or it's almost been an hour 45. My wife has not come to steal me, so we may still have some time. I don't know. Yeah. Anybody want to say anything or do anything or hop on or not? Or is everybody asleep? Yes, no, maybe so. Like I said, I am going to be putting, I've got a laundry. Oh, I was going to say, wow, I just remembered everything I was going to say earlier. So I started the dumpster channel just trying to document my journey. But this channel has always been secondary to my RV transport business and that YouTube channel. That's my bigger channel or whatever. It was here first, so I wanted to honor that channel and give that the priority as far as making videos. Well, I do have thoughts and videos to make for that channel. However, that whole line of business right now is making me zero money. And this currently is the lifeline. And so it just makes more sense to make more videos on the channel that is closely related to what I'm doing. So very actively. And it doesn't take much more to just a thought comes into my head and I just start recording as I'm doing the actual thing. So anyways, that's kind of what I've done from the very beginning. And so all that to say, I do have probably a lot more videos on the, bounce around in my mind of things I want to talk about and share with this dumpster business and the YouTube channel compared to RV transport right now, certainly. And because ultimately, like the picture I have in my mind is I want to have some drivers, maybe 2 to 3 drivers working for me I don't think I'm ever going to get to the 30s and 40s. That could change, but I don't really, I don't want to get into the weeds on that stuff. I don't want to compete for the crazy construction jobs that they get pretty wild. Just as far as just beating dumpsters to death, and you know, a lot of the added headaches, DOT, and all that other stuff. Um, but um, yeah, so a lot more videos to follow from this channel, more than probably even the RV transport. Um, so we'll see. I was not really expecting this. Certainly 2 full months of no loads from RV transport. Currently, right now, let's see how many loads are on the load board for RV transport, real quick. With the company that I'm with, we have like hundreds of drivers, right? We have like, or at least we did at one point. They probably, a lot of them have probably left. We have 6 loads. 6 loads. They're all CDL loads. I'm sorry, most of them are. Or they're park models. They're retreat or resident models, going the opposite or too far away from me to really make it work. Just like it just doesn't make any sense for me to take those. So, yeah, the industry just really getting hit pretty hard. Let's see. SJ. Oh, here we go. J&J, I'm curious to know if you're still trucking or are you now full-time junking, renting? You're answering this now. Okay, yeah. Not my choice. I would be doing both. And I probably right now, if I had my way, I would still be doing RV transport, probably 3 to 4 days a week, as in half days each day, which would mean I could still do dumpsters in the morning. But then if I needed to, I do have a few people who are willing to help me out, have one person or maybe even 2 people as backups to be able to fill in the gaps when I can't be there, or if I don't deliver in time or something happens. I would be doing both still at the same time. That's what I have been doing since the beginning. I literally have been doing RV transport. Basically, when I started actually getting dumpsters rented out, I was like, okay, well, I guess I can't go as far away because I might have with 2 dumpsters now, and now certainly 4 dumpsters of my own, plus my buddy's dump trailer. Now I have less wiggle room as far as being back in time. I have to be back, or else I'm in big, big trouble. I don't have anybody who, I do have one person, my stepdad, who's willing to help out, but I haven't trained him on the roll-off truck. I have one buddy who has my buddy who was in here earlier, who has the roll-off trailer with some bins. He knows what he's doing, and he's operated. He actually, when I was at JunkCon, he was here at home, and he was operating some of my dumpsters, and I paid him, and he was just a huge help to me for doing that while I was gone at JunkCon. So that's incredible. But I would be doing both if I had my way. I don't want to siphon off too much money from the business, but like if the business survives and we crash personally, financially, that defeats the whole purpose. Like the business is supposed to serve me, not me serve the business entity and give my soul away or something. Like I have to survive. Like we've got to pay our bills before the business. And if, whatever I have to do to make it all work, obviously, would hate to see something come to that, but we've got to be able to survive first. So I'm being as conservative as possible as far as paying myself as much as I really can. I probably should be paying myself much more than I am right now. I'm just not. So answering that question, SJ, how has your success been with making relationships with realtors who then got you business? SJ, so I've talked with probably a half dozen realtors. They all said, okay, great. Nothing. One of those was my realtor who sold me this house. She's got my information. I've never gotten anything from her. Not to say she hasn't tried. Any customers or any people moving in and out, whatever. She knows the deal. She has my website. I sent it over to her by text. We talked on the phone. And then another person did give me a little bit more of a verbal, hey, okay, this just sounds great. This would be great. Awesome. And the other people are just like, okay, get off the phone. You're not buying a house from me? Bye. Uh, so you're trying to sell me or, whatever. Like, so to be honest, I have not had that great of a success with realtors. Maybe I need to try a different approach with chatting with them. I legitimately tried to share value with them and to, hey, I'd be willing to give your customers a discount and work with them. And if I can really meet their need as soon as possible, because sometimes, buying or selling a home, you don't know you need a dumpster maybe till the last second. And that happens certainly without people even buying a house. Like things just kind of come up. You're like, whoa. I got a lot of stuff I didn't even know about. But truly just about nothing as far as I know. Maybe it has. I did have a realtor that I never talked to who found me and said, you've got an incredible service. This is a great price. She used me for her own personal home and then referred me to somebody else, but it wasn't because I did anything. After roughly, I think about 6 people, I was just like, either I'm not doing something right and I need to do a better job at communicating or finding the right approach to talk to realtors, or they just don't give any hoots about it at all, period. So I don't know. I wish I had more better information for you. I will report back when I have a successful relationship with a realtor. J&J Removal, are you using DAT load board? So with RV transport, it's a subsection, a very small little afterthought in the transport industry. I'm an owner operator, but I am a independent contractor leasing my truck to the transport company underneath their DOT authority and their load board, the contracts they have negotiated with the manufacturers. So as far as a load board is concerned for RV transport, I have one load board that I can use directly, and nobody else has access to it besides RV transporters who are leased on to this specific transport company. And they have a backhaul load board, but it's a joke. They have a drive-away division for buses and vans and all that kind of stuff as well. But basically, I have one load board I can use, which is theirs. And that's directly negotiated for price and pay per mile and all that jazz directly with the manufacturer. So I have one load board. If I wanted to, I could go to other load boards that are out there, and I could approach the company I'm with. Synergy RV Transport is who I'm leased onto with. That my truck is when I'm under load, operating underneath their authority. I could approach them and say, hey, I saw this load on this other load board. They want a piece of the pie because it's their insurance and their authority and all that. So they would take a percentage. I can't remember what that percentage is. And then I would get a percentage. And then, they would negotiate it if I brought it to their attention and, kind of helped it go along. So I could barter and try to work that out with other load boards and brokers and whatnot. But my understanding is that it's very difficult to make that work, and for RV transport companies to actually be okay with that. For you to negotiate it, they have a little bit less incentive because they're probably not going to get as good as a deal if they, were working the deal on their own or whatever. They could always just say, no, it's too much of a risk. We don't know what it is. We don't know what's going on. It's a used camper, probably. Next. So I only have one load board directly underneath their authority. And yeah. That's why there's only 6 on there. With a and usually there's hundreds. I think there's maybe been 1,000 before at any given time, but there's loads always going on, always going off. But there's been times a lot more recently that there's just nothing on the load board, and I'm just like, okay, now what? So yeah, construction top 3 things you learned from JunkCon that could help the dumpster business. Boom, let's go. To a certain degree, there's going to be videos talking about things that I'm going to be implementing from JunkCon. Let me pull up my notes here. Scrolling. Where are my notes? Day 1. Boom. Here we go. I'll just say this from the beginning. My takeaways from JunkCon, because I don't have as much experience with junk removal, obviously. A lot of the information that I got from JunkCon was more mindset and how I'm going to be approaching things. So not as much application, but really more mindset. And for me, I can kind of walk it out in my own business what that would look like. But that's kind of where I'm at. Let's see here. Okay. So first of all, this was really just a kick in the butt. I already knew about it, but your SEO and your online business, all the free social medias, you should have. Excuse me. You should have the presence. You should have on possibly BBB, on Yelp, on Bing. One thing I didn't think about on Alexa, getting registered with Alexa. That was something that's brand new to me. Can you be the person in your area that gets onto Alexa? I think more and more things are going to automated intelligence, or artificial intelligence, whatever, and having somebody. So when they say, Alexa, call a dumpster rental business or whatever that may be, like, they're going to come up with one name. It's not going to come up with the top 16 companies. If you can be the person who's that one name for a dumpster business, you win. So that was a huge, duh, that's the future. A lot of these things I believe are the future. And so that was a game changer. Of course, your GMB, of course, Facebook, Instagram, all the other pages, Yellow Book, online, anywhere where you can just create the spider web of all these other websites pointing the finger to you in the middle. And if you're right here and everything is connected to that, you're building your case to Google and the world, the internet, that you're a thing and that they should check you out. And so that was just kind of an overall arching view for that kind of a thing. Let's see here. Man, there was a huge conversation, big enough for me at least. Someday a lot of these things are kind of down the road. Like, I have me. don't have employees. I don't have independent contractors. It's literally just me. So one thing I wrote down, which really was like, oh man, like this would be really cool someday if I had an employee, like this is what I want to do. So they talked about HR and incentivizing your employees to stick with you and what they're truly wanting. So some of the things that they talked about was a sign-on bonus, a discount program. So maybe just like maybe some of the hospitals or different places that have discounts at Subaru here in Lafayette, they have discounts all over the whole city. You can get a discount on your phone plan if you work for SIA for Subaru. So discount programs, they were talking about the shift in the marketplace of what employers are wanting. Years ago, it was, stock options or some type of, 401k and other things with that. but now apparently things are shifting more towards these other things. So sign on bonus, discount programs, um, mental health, counseling, and maybe stuff like that. I don't know um, all about that, but a financial health. So like maybe Dave Ramsey, financial peace, other kind of things to help them manage their money well. So hey, if you work for me, I don't want you to just make money and then blow it. I'm going to offer this for free to help you be the most efficient and be the best um, help to yourself to spend your money wisely. And it's at least here for you. I'm going to give this to you for free. Paid time off and bigger opportunities down the line. If they believe that you're actually going to move them up or level them up to a more manager, position, fantastic. I think that it's a little bit more applicable to a junk removal company. Of course, that's why we were there. Not so much about a dumpster business, but that was definitely things I really hadn't thought of. A sign-on bonus, and you can tier that out over a couple months or whatever that may look like. Discount program, like what if I went to local places around town? I was like, hey, this is my business. I'd like to give my customers this thing. Is there a way we can make this work? Could we make a deal? We can trade services maybe, and we help each other out. In the meantime, my employees or your employees get a discount. Can we all make this kind of work and really invest in the community like that? Thought that was pretty neat. Let's see here. Rub-a-dub-a-dub. So that was from one breakout session. Okay. So one thing, just kind of as a business owner, a couple thoughts here, was being able to, the very first day one, Lee Godbolt, the creator of the whole thing, he had kind of had an inspirational kind of talk, and some of the things that he talked about before we went into the Q&A a little later on. What I wrote down here was break down everything in the business. So being able to pull the pieces apart and analyze and really see how does this system or transaction work over here, and then what does it look like in motion over here, and then like being able to separate everything and spread it all out, just like on I don't know, like a battle campaign. Like see the battle plan, put everything out. Let's see where the cards are. Let's see where the whatever is, and let's talk through each thing and to be able to really dissect each piece as you go forward. The next kind of question was, what do I have to do to be able to make these things more efficient, to make them work better, and what can I hand off? So as you're piecing everything out, you're dissecting everything. You're looking at, what do I have to do to level these areas up in certain areas where you're maybe slacking. So like for me, making sure my maintenance is good. I have 3 trucks. I have 2 dump trailers. I have, then the 2 cans, which are really next to no maintenance. What do I need to do? What do I need to make things better? And then if it doesn't require me, can I outsource it? Can I give somebody else the duties of having the phone? For what would it look like if I did do that? Let's pull that apart. Well, that would look like I would be needing to teach somebody exactly what I want. Well, what do I really want on the phone? How do I want things handled? What are my pricing? Am I willing to do deals in certain situations with homeowners, customers, all those kind of things? Like really just kind of going from level to level and breaking things down and answering those questions. And if I can, let's hand it off to somebody else because I have other things I could be working and talking through. So that was a good thing. And then the tipping point to hand off, being able to afford it. So I wrote that down because I'm like, well, at what point do you hand something off? So you may need to, but can you afford to? If you hand it off and it's too early, you're going to find out pretty quickly, ruh-roh, I can't afford for this to be handed off. Like they're not trained up enough yet. Not being arrogant enough to say like, I have to do everything because I'm the best at everything. I don't know. Maybe there's some business owners who are that arrogant enough to say, I have to do everything because I'm the best at everything. I am not one of them. Painfully, clearly, I'm not. And so I'm desperate. My default mode is I am looking who can do these things better than I can, that I can hand off, that I could be able to afford to pay, that I could do this or that or whatever. Like, please do the thing that you're really good at, that I'm bad at. You'll do it faster, better, stronger, whatever. And I can focus on the things that I can be good at, that I have to be able to do, that only I can do and not anybody else, because I am the owner and I have to make the final call. And so those kind of things, that was just really, really helpful. Being able to kind of break that down and not getting overwhelmed with your business, especially if you were to grow and things were to build and build and build. Like, if it turns into this mountain of just seemingly chaos because you can't pull it apart and really talk through each piece and just work through it. If you can't do that, what he just kind of described, you're in deep trouble. Like, you're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to be, oh, I can't afford to do this. I don't know what to do. You're going to stress out, and it's going to show, and it's going to be rough. Let's see. Realtors are just there from for the bottom line. I think so. Never heard of that one. Using Alexa makes sense though. Sense too. Yeah. I still haven't looked it up yet. I'm going to. From the notes, I'm definitely going to be going through that. How in the world do you get signed up with Alexa? Or can I be the person? Is somebody already there with Alexa? What are people even asking? I don't even know. So definitely something to look into. I need some water. J&J, has anyone in here checked out or follow Mike Andes, owner of Augusta Lawn Care? If you have, what do you think about his outlook on P4P? I don't know what P4P means. I don't know who that is, but I'm curious to find out. So let me know. Teach me, please. I have no idea. What, pay for partnership or something? I don't know. Let's see what else here. So that's some of the stuff from day one. I have several other things that are just things I know. Some other stuff talking about SEO and, is your just builder page. Talking about like creating for SEO, pay for performance. Okay, yes. I have heard of that. It's hard to keep employees for sure. Offering things to them helps keep some. And I'm not even to that stage where I have employees to keep. But these are some of the things I want to already have in place, and maybe have some extra perks to be able to work out. I think that'd be really neat to be able to offer that. Ultimately you're doing something for the bottom line. You got to be paying your bills. So anybody who's working for me needs to be compensated appropriately. But if there's any other things I can do to give more value, it's the same thing. It's I guess a different type of service. I don't know what it'd be. I want to treat my customers like I would treat my employees, or treat my employees like I treat my customers. I want to provide more value for somebody to engage in a transaction. Both parties, unless it's forced, both parties have to agree that they are getting more value than what it's worth, than what they're paying for. You don't pay for something unless you think you're getting more value out of it. Likewise, you don't work someplace unless you think you're getting more value than it's worth your time or whatever. So that's the deal. So if I can have other perks that are not just a joke perk, but real things that actually provide value, make their life easy, give my future someday employees, that give them value in their everyday life that makes a difference for them long term or short term, I guess. That's what I want to do, because they're going to perceive that as being more valuable to work for me than the next dude who has none of these extra things. But anyway, back to the SEO stuff, asking the question, if you were to create some landing pages and stuff, pointing, again, kind of the spider web, pointing to your main website. They were talking also about, along with that, having multiple landing pages that then direct to the main website, but having those landing pages in different cities around where you are at. So creating the spider web all around it for your literal area, but then asking the question and really conveying that to the customer, being, is the service that you're providing, is it helpful? Does it answer their questions? Your literal website doesn't answer your questions. So does your literal service, is it helpful? Is it needed? Are you answering the questions about that need on your website, informing them, you're teaching them? And then thirdly, would anyone want to read it? Whatever you're putting on that landing page to direct to the main website, your actual website, like if you were to ask anybody off the street, like, is this worth reading? Like, if you just have a absolute mess of a one single paragraph that's an absolute just put me to sleep, like, dude, please stop. I'm not going to read that garbage. But if you can put a thoughtful thing that actually helps them, answers their questions that they would have, and then they would actually enjoy reading, that's something special. So they were talking about that. Besides all the web connecting things together. Also one thing, which again it's a much bigger future thing, which I think is just insane, very, very incredible of an option to have, which I'm probably going to start doing myself if I can get more courage to do it, I guess, but to actually spend the time and figure it out. But creating a door hanger referral program. If you were to have door hangers, and door hangers are not, state-of-the-art fancy stuff. They've been around for forever. But if you were to have maybe a discount code on the door hanger, or maybe one guy talked about in one of the breakout or one of the sessions how he would have different phone numbers on different door hangers, and those phone numbers were connected or tracked to a individual. So if somebody called from this phone number and they got the sale for junk removal, then the person who put the door hanger on that house and did the work, they get a cut. They get a commission of that job, whatever that job was. And it's trackable. You can see it play out. And so basically they would send out their teams and they would do the job. And then they would go to the, 5 to the left, 5 to the right, houses around, across the way, or on the same line, whatever that may be. And so I guess they would do that, and then they were trackable. So they'd get a call, they would get business. They said they were supposed to be doing this, but if they didn't, basically they would have the incentive to, on top of being told you're supposed to. They could have just thrown the door hangers in the trash and not wanted to walk across the street. But if you do walk across the street, you're getting extra pay, bro. Like, let's go. So to have that type of a program doesn't require people who know how to do equipment, doesn't know, any of these things. You could literally pay some teenagers. You could pay, only the commission, I guess, or however you want to do that. Like, you could put anybody in a neighborhood that you want to target. You could get them trackable door hangers that are connected to that person, whether it's a certain discount code to match that person, or a phone number. If you had, I think one of the guys said there they had like 19 phone numbers because they're all trackable, and all these people are able to get all that. I'm like, wow, 19 phone numbers. That's an incredible phone bill. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I guess it's worth it. And so, basically they so yeah, the referral program, but it doesn't require somebody who has to do a whole lot of stuff. Like, you could literally pay somebody who's going for a walk, pay somebody who enjoys the scenery, hand them a massive stack of door hangers, and just let them go at it. And if they bring in the business, they're getting paid. And if nothing else, you're getting the brand awareness out there. I think it's genius. Especially if you already have the employees to do that. I'm thinking of a few people that I know that either don't have a job, or they enjoy hiking or doing different things, and they might be willing to go do this for me. And if they do, they're helping me, but they're going to be getting paid. Because when the people call in and I ask, hey, how did you hear about us? How can we help you? And they say, oh, I got this door hanger, and yeah, we just want to see your prices and talk through whatever. Boom. Boom. They're getting a cut, period. I mean, that was my advertising expense for that thing. So anyways, I think that's genius for certainly down the road when I have employees, but maybe even now I don't have, or me, myself, I could spare, well, my time is kind of pressed already as it is, but like, all I was going to say was I can afford to lose some weight walking around with some door hangers. Oh man. So that was some stuff from day one. Man. And there was more, but yeah. I'm really thirsty right now. I don't have any water anywhere. Oh, let's see. Are you raising prices for 2023? Oh man, that has been on my mind. I think I am going to. My prices, oh my word. As far as fuel goes, my fuel surcharge has definitely increased. I'll talk through that, and then yeah, Progressive Construction. No red cup around here. All I have is this, which is empty. This is my mug from my other YouTube channel, which actually nobody has bought yet, which is just hilarious. But this is empty right now. My other YouTube channel is High Mileage Helper for RV Transport. And I have this and a few other options people could buy, and literally nobody has. So it is what it is. Thankfully, I don't have inventory, and it's all good. But yeah, no red cup. I usually have a large Coca-Cola red cup, and I was given that by a Mexican restaurant. I had asked, I was like, hey, could I buy this red cup from you? As like the classic Coca-Cola, like at Pizza Hut and stuff you'd get. And it was just kind of nostalgic a little bit for me. Growing up eating at Pizza Hut, from the reading club at the library, getting a free pizza if I read so many books, that kind of little thing when I was growing up. And I asked, could I buy this cup? And they were like, no, just take it. Okay. Like, okay. Right. So yeah. So that was interesting, but yeah, no red cup tonight. Where was I going with that? Yes, fuel prices. So fuel surcharge. So I started off the business going 25 miles out, free of charge. After 25 miles, yes, I do. Yeah, I'm explaining that now here. So after I started off the business going 25 miles away or up to that, and then I started charging $2 a mile. running the numbers, that's a little problematic. Certainly now with fuel prices. 25 miles away turns into 50 miles, loaded and unloaded, 4 times. Drop off, drive home. Pick up, drive home. We're literally talking about 100 miles, half loaded, half empty, and even heavier with whatever's in the actual dumpster. And then 2 miles after that. So there's times where it was 26 miles away and I got $2 because the extra mile made all the difference. And I got $2 extra. And boy, oh boy, was I losing some money there. Maybe not as much with fuel prices back then 2 years ago, but oh dear. Quickly realized this is a little rough as prices started going up, and so in the last 9 months, a year ago, whatever it was, I decreased my rate to 15 miles away, free. So after 15 starts $2 a mile. Saved myself or increased myself $20. So 10 extra miles it was 15 plus 10 times $2 a mile. So that helped, certainly. And then I looked at the numbers and I was like, yeah, no, this isn't quite working out. So then I kept the 15-mile radius the same, but I increased it to $3 a mile after that. So $3 a mile after 15, and we're rolling. So that's my offer. Nobody has barked at that besides like one person who's like over an hour away. My roofer has used me a bunch of times. He's used me over an hour away, like I don't know how many times in a row. Last week or two, like 4 or 5 times within 2 weeks, which is a lot more than usual. Or at least it has been. And it was like $87 every single time or something on top of the regular fee, and then plus dump fees on top of that, and all that prorated at $60. So I have not increased my prorated, my dump fee cost. The transfer station that I use, they charge $54. I charge $60. I was told by one of the employees there, good dude there. He said, yeah, it's been 3 years since we've increased our rates, and I think they're going to be increasing them soon. Well, that was like 2 or 3 months ago. So I don't know what's happened. It's still the same price. I don't know if that's just whispers or if they are going to bump it up to 60 or who knows what it would be bumped up to. But as soon as they do that, boom, mine are going to be definitely going up higher. So that's definitely a thing. So it is what it is. But yeah. On-call dumpsters were 15 miles free, 25 flat rate. Thereafter works great. We are 15 miles free, 25 flat rate thereafter. Gotcha. Oh wow, $85 here for a ton. Wow. And I know some places go by cubic yard instead of by the weight. So that's a whole other can of worms. But everybody around here goes by tonnage, by the actual weight. Man, I guess on-call dumpsters, do you go up incrementally by $25, or is $25 up to a certain radius and then you cap it? What if you have somebody who's like 45 miles away or something? Do you still stick with that $25 flat rate, or are you? Oh, Bella's in the in the background here. Whatever. Do you stick with that $25, or do you incrementally bump it up 25, 50, 75, every however often, or how does that work for you? I know with DRS, my location to their location tracks the whole thing. The first 15 miles are a part of the whole system, so it knows what to charge. After the first 15, it immediately starts charging for that, precisely exactly what it would be. So I always start off, or not start off, but I talk with people on the phone, and when we get to the point where I ask, okay, are you in Lafayette? Are you in the nearby surrounding area? And they'll say yes. Say, okay, so you're within 15 miles? Yes. Okay, great. There's no additional, hidden fees or anything crazy. It's this rate. If you were to go over the tonnage that's included in the price, it would be prorated at $60 a ton. And if you have any other questions, let me know. Blah blah blah, and go from there. But yeah. For a ton when I was in New York City, it was by the yard. Now here in Delaware, it's by the ton. Gotcha. Going to keep the trailers and buy all dumpsters. Man, at least in my area, and it may not be this way for other people, but in my area, I really do see the value of having dump trailers still. And so I'm fighting myself of what I would do. I don't believe I'm going to sell my 15-yard dump trailer, maybe ever. My very first one that I bought, it has just been a champ. It's incredible. I still love Big Tex. I do, but not 10 plus grand per can worth. I can tell you that. So I'm debating about selling the larger 17 and turning that into two other dumpster cans. And I believe for the same price I could sell that for, I could get a 15 can and a 20 can. I think that would be pretty solid, in my opinion. The 15-yarder is a monster unit. Yeah. Honestly, maybe just the fact that I love that thing. It has held up so well, and it's endured some heavy loads, but it's got that hydraulic jack. The hydraulic jack is just delicious. I don't know how you beat it. I love it. I'm in love with it. I press a button and I don't have to fiddle cranking at all. It's what dreams are made of. I'm telling you right now. It's like $300 to add the hydraulic jack, plus other stuff to it to get it to work, to have the selector valve for the hydraulic system. I've thought about adding. I definitely have thought about adding that selector valve and everything for the hydraulic jack to the larger 17-yard. But more recently, I'm like, I might be selling this thing. Because also, and I also bring this up because there's other pieces to the puzzle, which are not only would I sell that and probably get a 15 can and a 20-yard can, which now means I'm able to say 10-yard, 15, 20. I think that's incredible. I maybe I'm an idiot, but I think that puts me in a different category. I've got so many options. The number of times people have said, well, you've got a 15 and a 17, but I really need a 20. And they're like, yeah, I don't know if a 17 will do it. No. And then they back out. If I'm able to have a 20, I think that's a huge advantage. I can now then say, well, you need a 40? Okay, well, I don't have a 40, but I can do a 20-yard twice. I can swap it out. Maybe down the road, if I got a second 20, I could really position myself to have a better case to work with a larger company like that, or on a larger job or whatever. If I didn't have to swap out, but that's kind of my thought there. But also, all that aside, I have a buddy who has two, or he has currently the orange one that's been in some of my videos. He's got a 17 cubic yard dump trailer. It's not a Big Tex, but it's still pretty decent. It looks really nice. He's got a 17 yard, so 16 foot by 7 by 4 He's got a dump trailer that's larger, and then he's about to buy a second one. It's actually probably close to being completed and for him to pick up. So he will now have two. That's for his renovation business. Well, renovation business for his uh, all the properties that he owns. But he's the person who's letting me rent out the one. We split the cost, or we split the profit on that. So you know, if I have two tens, I'll have a dump trailer that's a 15. I'll have a can that's a 15. I won't have any 17s, but my buddy will have two. And unless he's using one, I would probably have both of them at my disposal, which is what he, I think, is wanting to do. And so I'll have two tens, two 15s, two 17s that are his, and then I'll have 120, and at some point get another 20. So two, two by twos. And I'm thinking, that seems pretty delicious to me. So unless something changes, that's kind of my thought. But I definitely think some of those moves are down the road. To be honest, as far as selling a dump trailer, I don't know why. Of all the things that I've already gone through and had issues with, I honestly think that selling a dump trailer is surprisingly kind of nerve-wracking to me. I don't know why. I've sold a truck before. I've sold my car before to a private party, or whatever. But I guess maybe it's because it's a part of the business, and I feel like I'm like stabbing the business in the back, or I'm like doing an injustice, or I don't know, kind of a weird thought. I don't know if anybody else I can't talk. I think I'm out of words. If anybody else has ever thought like that before, but it feels weird, the idea of selling one of my original dumpster cans, dump trailer, to somebody, it's like I'm hurting the business somehow. But I would literally be getting two other dumpsters. So like, I don't know, kind of a weird thought. It would simply simplify your setup with having just one setup. Yeah. Advertising 10, 15, 20 is good. Yes. 8-ton. I had a 13-yard dumpster that wouldn't rent out, so I welded sides and converted to 20. Yeah. That's technically, maybe I could, well, I know I can. I could add another foot all the way around on the 17-yard dump trailer, and probably turn it into a 20-yard as well. But the overall picture and the direction, the target is the roll-off truck, being able to have multiple options with that truck running that. And so, that's the future. And if I truly believe that, then that's the actions I should be taking to it. So that's kind of my direction and kind of point there. So I should be taking literal steps towards that, instead of, convincing myself or really twisting my own arm to just stick with what I know and what's safe. So yeah. I remember when you had the open trailer and hauling dirt. Oh man. It's been a ride. It has been a ride. It's been sketchy. It's been great. It's been terrible. I'm here for it. Man. JJ, it's called being afraid of expansion. Yeah. Being willing to expand on, I guess, new horizons of the business, and I guess not letting the fear like overwhelm me or try to sabotage. Like, if I'm trying to go in a certain direction, then why would I take direct actions to hinder that? So I there's growing too fast and turning into a snowball that blows up at the end of the bottom of the hill. or there's calculated risk. And at a certain point, like I talked about in a recent video, like my wife's looking at me. She says it's been a long time, guys. This may be it. She hasn't seen me all day. Guys, I'm going to have to hop off here. Also, I can't talk. I'm speaking a different language, I think. But last thought here, that she's looking at me. That video that I talked about having I can't even think of the word. I can see it in my head. I can't spell it. Thinking of every word besides the actual word. Oh, irrational hope. Yes, I'm here. I promise. Irrational hope. You literally can do all the research in the world. You can ask every question, but if you never actually take action, you're going nowhere. It's all for naught. It's the you can have all the expectations, you can have all these things, but if you don't execute, then you are not going to go anywhere. Like it's a joke. It's a waste. And so I really just think that business owners, you have to have irrational hope. You can't explain it. You don't know it. You're going to execute. And ultimately, irrational hope equals faith. You are literally following through on something, believing without knowing, without the guarantee, without the whatever you want to say. You are executing without any guarantee that it's going to be perfectly fantastic. It's a risk. You're describing a risk. Are you willing to take a risk? I have irrational hope. I've had it since the beginning of the business. I had no reason to believe that this business would go to where it is even right now, where it's at. And who knows? It all could blow up tomorrow. I don't know. You don't know. Bad things happen. Duh. But I have that irrational hope. I can't explain it. I can't point to 15 different reasons why this is all going to be great and it's going to grow to the degree I need it to. Even with RV Transport imploding and us trying to just survive and make things work and get this built up going into the winter season, like, oh my word. This is the most risk I've ever taken in my life outside of, relationships or something. Like, this is some dangerous stuff. Things can go bad very quickly. And it is what it is. I have that irrational hope. And yeah. So anyways, guys, before my wife and her patience goes too far away, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for being on here for 2 hours and 38 minutes. That's insane. 7 people. Some people are snoring. Some people might be eating popcorn or laughing. Do what you got to do. I'm going to drink about 3 gallons of water when I get out of here. Let's see. I got to take that leap of faith. Thanks for the live tonight. Have a good night. We need more. I'm sure he's going to be doing more in the future. Oh man. We shall see. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. If you didn't hit the like button, that'd be cool if you did now. Thank you so much. I didn't know if anybody would be on here at all. So have a good one, guys. God bless you.